All right, it is day 2 of our March Macro Challenge, and I'm going to start right out of the gate today with something that's probably going to be a little bit overwhelming for quite a few of you guys, and that's okay because you got to start somewhere and you got to learn somewhere, and there's no better place to start than just to dive right into why macros are so important to me. And how I start my day using those macros. So I've spent years in the diet industry, years working on diets, dieting myself, thinking I just need to eat less, eat less, eat less, cut this out, cut that out. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Let's do this diet, let's do that thing. And nothing ever really worked. And what ultimately happened is I made the decision, conscious decision, that I just needed to get back to some balance. And I had my really good friend who's a nutritionist and a mental health therapist put together a meal plan for me that wasn't a deprivation plan at all. In fact, it was quite a bit of food, more than I was eating. And she balanced out my macros with me. Now, I'm a dietitian. It's not like I couldn't have done that work myself, but she helped me wrap my brain around getting rid of those misconceptions about dieting and put my macros together. And since then, my life has been completely different. Having some roadmap every day for me to follow. It's not that I never venture off that roadmap, or it's not that I'm obsessed with tracking or obsessed with those numbers, or I can't put anything in my body unless I know what it is. It's not like that at all. And sometimes people hear that, they hear me say these things and they think, well, Jason just, he's a robot when it comes to food. And that's not true at all. I eat what I want to eat. I just have a very, very deep understanding of what my macros look like because I've been doing this consistently for 15 years. After 15 years of tracking and 15 years of looking at labels and 15 years of measuring food, I've gotten pretty good at it. So I want to share with you guys, first off, what my macros are. Now, keep in mind, big, bold superstars right here on either side of this. My macros are my macros. Everybody's macros are different. And that's why you need to get with your coach and have them calculate your macros for you. My macros are different though. So I'm going to give you my macros, but understand my macros are very unique. So do not take these as your macros or that you think this is what you need to do. Get with your coach and find out those numbers. So for me, I have to eat 4,200 calories every day in order to maintain the body that I have. Now, I'm not really maintaining, I'm actually building my body. So I'm working every day to get stronger and healthier and give my body the best opportunity to reduce its own body fat as it's needed and build lean muscle so that I stay healthy. I'm almost 50 and I want my body to continue to get stronger the older I get and healthier the older I get, not the reverse. And I don't want to end up, in my 70s and 80s wishing that I had taken care of my body when I was 20 years younger. So I eat 4,200 calories. Of those, I need 314 grams of protein, 314 grams of protein. And most clients, when I talk with them, they're getting less than 50 grams of protein a day. So if you get 50 and I have to eat 300, there's a significant difference in what I do every day versus what you do every day. But it also means that you probably need to eat more protein. So 314 grams of protein, 421 grams of carbohydrates. There's a whole nother story there because we've been told so many times over the last 10, 15 years that carbohydrates are what's causing our problems. And it's not carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not causing the problem. Sugar, which is one of the carbohydrates or is a carbohydrate, is the reason that our bodies are so out of whack right now. It's one of the main reasons that we're struggling. But I still have to have carbohydrates for fuel. 421 grams of carbohydrates is a lot of carbohydrates. It's a lot of broccoli. It's a lot of salad. It's a lot of vegetables. It's a lot of fruit. But that's what gives me the energy to do what I do. And as you guys have already recognized, I'm incredibly excited all the time because I feel good. I feel happy. I feel motivated. I feel energetic. I'm never tired and lazy. And that comes because I have fuel in my body to do it. And the last one is I have to have 140 grams of fats every day. So those are my target goals: 314 grams of protein, 421 grams of carbs, and 140 grams of protein equaling 4,200 calories. Now, how do I track that? I use my FitnessPal. Those numbers go right into my FitnessPal, and then I can put my food in that every day. Now, I'm going to show you guys the start of what happens. Now, it's mid-morning for me. I've already actually had 3 meals today, and there's a reason why that is the case. If you look at my numbers and you understand how much I have to have, it means I have to start out early and I have to eat frequently. Now, this is probably the hardest part for most people. They start their day kind of slow. They don't want to eat breakfast. They don't think breakfast is important. They've convinced themselves that they're not hungry. They've convinced themselves that they don't need to eat. So they just don't eat breakfast. But you see, if I have to have 400 grams of carbohydrates and 300 grams of protein. If I skip any meals, I have no opportunity to put that fuel in my body. It's almost like I drive past a gas station knowing that I need gas, and I just keep driving, hoping that I don't give out of gas. I have to stop at every gas station to make sure that I get enough gas in my body. You can't put 150 gallons of gas in your tank at one time. You can only put 12 or 15 gallons. So you got to stop every now and then and put more fuel in. So the way I do this is I start off, I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see these specific products, because I want you to see what it is I eat, how I do it. The best way to start my day and the best way to get maximum nutrients in my body without a lot of work and without a lot of extra calories that I don't need is to use a very, very healthy meal replacement protein with meal replacement protein powder. So here's exactly what I do. Now, people scream at me all the time and say, well, I want to eat real food. Well, let me tell you what, this is real food. The products in this container, these containers I'm going to show you, the first two containers I'm going to show you, there are only 3 items in that container. So they are real food. They're not junk. And the stuff that you buy at Costco or the containers that have all these fillers and sugars and preservatives, those are junk. And I'm just going to call it like it is. This month, we're really going to get down to it. This is real food. And I want to share with you what I have. The first one that I want to show you is this guy right here. Now, it's a company called Naked Nutrition. This is the pea protein. I'm mostly vegetarian, but I also agree and think that we need to vary our protein sources when you're working to get healthier. You can't just eat one type of meat and get all the protein, the nutrients from that protein. You need multiple sources of protein. So I start with Naked Protein. That's my company I use. This is right there at the bottom tells you what's in this: pea protein, raw cacao, and coconut sugar. Nothing else in this container. That is it. There's literally only 3 things on the ingredients label. So what does that ingredients label look like? Well, let me show you what that looks like. So here's what the macronutrients that are in this container. Now, you already know there's only 3 things in there, but these are the things that you need to start looking for. This has 160 calories per serving, and a serving is 2 scoops. Okay, 2 scoops of this. There's also 4 grams of fat, 8 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of protein. Now, just because it says that the serving is 2 scoops, I need to determine exactly the balance that I need. So I'm actually going to use more than they say. I'm going to use more than that because I need more than 25 grams of protein to start my day with, or I'll never reach my numbers. So I actually use a serving and a half of this product to start the base of my morning shake. Now, I put this in oat milk. You can use water, you can use all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter as long as you're tracking it. And so that's my first piece is this Naked Protein, pea protein, Naked Nutrition's pea protein. And I do it in chocolate. By the way, my shake tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So for those of you that say, oh, I really want something sweet, trust me, this takes care of the sweet tooth right here. It's actually kind of sweet for me. So that's the first thing I put in there is that product. The second one I put in there is this guy. Now I want the peanuts in there, but I don't need peanut butter because peanut butter has tons of fat, tons of sugar, tons of salt, tons of crap in it that I don't need. And even the natural versions have a lot of stuff in it that your body doesn't need. It has too much fat. Natural peanut butter is still peanut butter that has a lot of extra fat in it. So I prefer to use my peanut butter here. Now this is just peanuts, literally peanuts, nothing else. It's ground peanut. That is it. So when you look at this particular product, let me share this part, then this has 50 calories per scoop. It has 1.5 grams of fat. It has 0 sodium, 0 cholesterol. It only has 4 carbohydrates, no added sugars, and 6 grams of protein. So there's literally nothing in this. And it has all the flavor of peanuts because it is literally peanut. That goes into my shake. I do 1 scoop of those in there. And then I round this out because that's just the protein sources with my peanuts. Now I need a full meal replacement with this. So I've added a third product in here. And this product is a company that I've used for many years and a product I use every year. It's a sports nutrition product. I won't call their name because if you need help with this, we can always navigate these numbers. But this is a company that I don't necessarily, I won't use their name because of just some privacy with the company. But this product is on the market for everyone. It's a fantastic product. I've used this product for years. And you'll see on here, it only has 0.5 gram of fat. It has 0 trans fats. It has 10 milligrams of cholesterol, only 190 milligrams of sodium. It has 13 carbs because this is a meal replacement. It needs more carbohydrates. And it has 9 grams of protein in here. Now you will see there's some added sugar in here, and I need that. I need the extra sugar because this is how I set my day up. I need energy. So I can afford to have this here at this particular place. So this goes into my container. I actually use 2.5 servings or 1.5 servings of this product to give me a full meal in my shake. Then I put a little bit of ice in there. I roll it around in my blender. I have that. That is the very first thing I take in the first thing in the morning, my very first meal. And I couple that with some overnight oats. And that brings my carbohydrate level up to where I need to and balance. And that's what starts my day. That is my very first meal, this full meal replacement protein shake and a container of overnight oats. That's how I start. And that's just one of 8 meals I have almost every day. So on paper, what does that look like? I want to show you what it looks like when I go into my FitnessPal. So when I go into my very first entry on my FitnessPal, this is just my morning shake. This doesn't include my oats. This is just the shake in here. It has everything right here. All those numbers I just gave you are right here. And here are the totals at the bottom, 380 calories. So 380 calories. You can't go to McDonald's and eat what you think is a healthy version of anything for 380 calories, much less all the fillers. It has 29 carbs. It has 8 fats, 52 grams of protein, which my body has to have to get started. And then 535 grams of milligrams of sodium and 18 sugars. That is a perfectly balanced meal for me in the morning so that my body is ready to go. I have absolutely everything I need in that one meal and I'm set for the day. Okay. So that's my very first post on tracking and what I do now. That's a lot of information and you're going to have lots of questions on it. The main thing you need to understand is that every one of us is unique. And this is a journey, a process that takes time. These are things that I've worked on and learned over the last 15 to 20 years. And I have an education for the last 30 years in this industry. And I still work at it every day. So give yourself a little bit of grace, give yourself some time, listen to the coaches, what they tell you, and just start thinking about how you can make some additional changes in your day. This is pretty simple once you get to it, especially I don't have to think about breakfast. It's a routine that I never worry about. I just throw it in the blender and off I go. That's day two, starting your macros. If you haven't got with your coach, figure out those macros and get ready to get started. All right, I'll see you next time.